I want to make another point. What is it? Point number 1, 2? I don't know. No, this is point number 3 or 2 or 3. Another point that I wanted to make was being an image bearer of God can look like a lot of things. I was doing homework, believe it or not, second plan. I was doing homework, and upon my studies, I read about Apostle Paul. I was doing a little research on Apostle Paul, and I stumbled upon this little fun fact that Apostle Paul's occupation was to be he was an artisan that made tents, apparently. Like, he did that for some time. And it just, right when I read that, it was crazy to me because I feel like I said, when we recognize that we are image bearers of God and we're meant to represent God, we think that that's just about, being on the mountaintop. And I feel like so many of us think that our purpose in life always has to be, in relation to our occupation and things that we do for money. You know what I'm saying? But when I tell you that being an image bearer of God is literally a day-to-day thing, then you start to realize that it can definitely pertain to the job that you have, but it doesn't have to pertain to the job that you have. Being an image bearer of God means that even when you're off the clock, you are bearing the image of God. It's not just about your job. They call Jesus a carpenter, so I guess Jesus was a carpenter, right? Apostle Paul made tents. That's great if they were bearing the image of God, in those occupations. But the point that I'm trying to say is that, when you get to heaven one day and you stand before God, he's not going to say, well, what job did you have? He's going to say, well, did you bear my image? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's going to say like, yo, like, did you do what I asked you to do? And the reality is, when we look back at the life of Apostle Paul, we see him as the person who wrote most of the New Testament, and we see him as the apostle that set up all these churches. We see this as the person that God showed revelations to, so then we can comprehend what it means to be a child of God, so we comprehend what exactly Jesus did for us. Not the guy that made tents. He's an image bearer, just like we are image bearers, and we can see the traits of God in Apostle Paul, and the fact that he was still counting it all joy when he was in house arrest, and when he was getting shipwrecked, and when he was, getting beaten up. Every day you wake up is a big stage moment. I think so many of us think that we have to wait till we get to that big stage. Like, we're waiting for that climactic year, right? That climax of our lives, to when we're supposed to, yes, God has finally brought me to my destiny, and now I'm going to shine bright so every man can see that I'm giving glory to God. But like I said, you're an image bearer every day. Your light's supposed to be shining every day. You wake up every day and you're on the big stage. You wake up every day and it is a climax, because it's in these moments, moment to moment to moment to moment, we're supposed to be bearing the image of God so other people can know who he is. Even when we're in the valley, even when all eyes are not on us, only a little bit, we're image bearers of God.